Enthusiastic today, and my fingers are just all over the place. We were playing Dr. Dre, but now we got some more Dre in the house. A different Dre this time. Dre Pao, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You are on the show. Well, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, right? You got some music. There's always music coming out of you and the family there. But also you got a really big show to announce too, or to talk about. So we're going to talk about that. But in the meantime, what's going on in general with you and your music? You have this new thing that's, well, it's not that new, but it's newish. A track that you released, you put it out on YouTube. You got like 20,000 hits or something like that, right?
Yeah, man, almost at 20,000. Yeah, I heard about this tune. I got this tune called Ginza.
Yeah.
And, obviously doing it with, my boy Don Carlo. He produced the whole thing, and we got up to a house, in Ancaster. We just like, hey, let's have a pool party. Let's celebrate the summer. And the track was perfect for it. We got a bunch of girls, a bunch of friends, and we just had a good time. And
yeah.
Everything was completely real in the video, just us having a good time.
Yeah, actually it was cool because, I mean, so you're doing the pool party video and, hip hop's done a lot of that, but you guys didn't go for like the over the top, like, let's get a bunch of twerking and stuff going on. Everyone's just hanging and having a good time, and it feels kind of friendly and casual,
Exactly.
I mean? It's
we
a
don't
nice
want to
vibe.
script it. We just wanted to, like, everyone do their thing, and we're going to have a camera going around.
Yeah. Now, you have been releasing stuff sort of track by track for how many years now?
I think, seriously, it's only been about a year and a half.
I thought it was like 2 or 3, but okay.
I've been doing the music thing for a while, but I mean, it took me a while to actually be like, okay, this is good enough to release to the people. I'm pretty hard on myself, I feel like. So, yeah, professionally, I think like a year and a half, yeah.
And you've been doing it totally independently. You help here and there, but you're doing it as an independent, musician. Is there any look for you? Are you looking at one day, maybe now, maybe a year from now, maybe never, but would you consider getting in and just making the album, going straight like a whole package of tracks? Or are you sort of enjoying the way you've been doing it with the freedom to put out a track at a time as you see fit?
For me, I'm going to keep doing the one by one until I feel like I have enough tracks that I think are really good kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm doing the publishing thing right now, so I really want to have a publishing label behind me before I do push it out, because I want it to be big. I mean, I take the music seriously, and I want when that first album comes out that it's like a big deal. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, so I was saying something off the mic just before we started talking, and it seems to me that someone who makes music like your stuff is facing a different kind of road than someone who's like in an indie rock band. You're an indie rock band, you practice in your basement, maybe you got a home studio, probably not. You go and you play in the usual venues and clubs. Your stuff is probably closer to pop and R&B and world's music. I mean, there's all kinds of, the Spanish element and stuff like that, and it's not just language, but there's feelings of the music of those countries brought in as well. That's not as easy to get just on a stage in Hamilton, right? So when it comes to you, where do you find your best outlets are besides online? Are there local people who, obviously you got fans who support, but are there certain bars, types of businesses, people who are really sort of behind what you're doing?
I think, there's the main venues. I mean, I really like Absinthe and Club 77. They're pretty diverse with the kind of stuff you can bring in. But for me, like, there's a lot of support from Hamilton, but I really want to bring the music outside of the city, because the city's going to know me. I'm from the city. I'm always going to be from Hamilton. I'm always going to bring it here, but I'm really I want to go outside. I want to go to these places, South America, Spain, and I want them to be like, oh, Hamilton, like they look us up. So I think for me, it's really about pushing the music outside of the city.
Yeah. Have you had much of a chance to travel to any of those places yet in your life?
I've been to Spain 3 times. I've done a lot of stuff with artist Shuso Jones, and he's from Spain. So, cool. Yeah, I've been to Spain a bunch of times. Never gotten to do South America, but I find that I'm actually getting more love from South America than anywhere else. So
I noticed some of the comments in some of the countries those comments were coming from on the YouTube video. It was pretty cool to see a lot of stuff from the Americas for sure.
Yeah, because I feel like they're more accepting of the English music, maybe because we have more, maybe because we're closer to them. I don't know what it is, but yeah they really like it.
Now, so what is your background? I mean, is it Spanish, or is it American Spanish?
I'm actually Italian.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I don't need to say. I just know your nickname. I don't even know your actual last name.
Yeah.
So
I'm Italian.
Where'd
I speak
that come
a little
from,
bit
though?
of Italian. I went on vacation. I met Shuso.
Yeah.
And when I went to Spain, I fell in love with the country.
Okay.
So when I was with them, they're always playing. They had Enrique on. They had all the Spanish reggaeton, and I fell in love with it. So because I had that Italian background, it was really easy for me to pick up the Spanish and
sure, that makes sense.
Sing it. Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting too, because I did not know that, but it's because
I think everyone expects me to be Spanish, to be honest. But I think that makes it more interesting, right?
Oh, totally. And like I said, like you go under an artist name that isn't your actual full last name. It's just
you can't tell what I am.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about this show, man, and talk about how it happened. You are opening for a reasonably big artist coming up in September.
Yeah. So the Ginza video was sponsored by Paradise Vapor, a company out of Hamilton, who's also sponsoring this Akon show. And they're bringing together Akon and this new group, Bay, which is Karl Wolf, if you're familiar with Karl Wolf. He's got this new group, and they're going on tour around Canada. So they're stopping in Hamilton, and Paradise Vapor knew us, and they're like, oh, we got these new guys that are from Hamilton. You got to check them out. And I guess the people who are running the show were like, these guys are awesome. They showed them Ginza, and they liked it, so...
Very nice, very nice. Well, that's really cool. I mean, when you think about it, it's like an artist, you had a connection there, which helped, but still, for an artist of like Akon's stature, for his people to be like, yeah, put them on the bill, then you must be doing something that's reasonably likable to them, right?
Yeah, man, for sure. I mean, I think we're pretty friggin' diverse, you know, we got Melody Man, we got Don Carlo, and I think it's a good mix.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been doing music for a while? How long has that? Because I think Melody Man came in last time when you guys were on.
Yeah, last time
Don Carlo was here too.
Yeah.
How long has that unit been working?
I think we've been together just over maybe close to a year.
Yeah.
I met Don Carlo. I did this remix of the song Bailando by Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah.
And Don Carlo I met just through a friend, and we hit it off, and I was always in his studio, so I was like, yeah, let's keep on doing this. We connected really well. Spent the whole winter just making a bunch of original music. Melody Man's making all the beats. So we got a good thing going, so we've just been riding with it.
Well, now your musical family goes beyond like the immediate too. You've got an extended musical family, the 110 Studios thing, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people involved with it. And it's all really different music.
Is there still like that large group of people that are still doing their thing?
Of course. We're still involved with, we got, Joanna Biss and Anthony DiDomenico and.
Yeah, and they of course worked with you on the song you submitted for the Junos.
Yeah, of course. So we got a big family, man.
Yeah, for sure. And is it continuing to grow? Do you still have the space in the studio, or do you have to kind of like, all right, well, let's keep the doors closed, not locked, but closed for a little while now?
I mean, that's kind of not really where I come in. That's more Don Carlo who's looking for the artists and stuff like that. But I think he's always open to it. I'm open to working with whoever. As long as the music's good, I'm happy. Dream
collaboration. Who would it be with? Who would you, it doesn't matter whether we've heard of them or not, who would be your dream person to write and or perform with, if you could do it?
I would like to write with Noel Gallagher, if you know Noel Gallagher from Oasis.
Oh, of course, yeah, that's real different from what I figured you might say.
And collaborate with, on stage has got to be Eminem.
Yeah.
I think that I'd like to make a
Did you hear that rumor about NWA?
No, what was it?
I don't know. It could have been total crap and
I'm
already disproven. But the rumor I heard was that they were going to do either some shows or a full tour, and Eminem was going to stand in for Easy.
I actually did hear that. Is that real?
I don't know. I haven't been able to. I heard it once, and since then, nothing. I haven't heard it again, right? So I have no idea. I'd be
buying a ticket if that was true.
Yeah, that would be pretty good, actually. I saw Ice Cube, I'm going to date myself. I won't say when, but I saw Ice Cube. He was real good. So I'd go see him again, even though he hasn't really done a lot of hip-hop in a long time.
That'd be cool.
So, interesting stuff that you do in terms of blending styles and blending genres. Is there anything, like, for example, you mentioned Noel Gallagher, obviously someone whose songwriting you admire. Is there any style of music that you haven't done yet that you think maybe soon you might sort of dip your toes in that, give it a try?
We've been talking about doing this EDM reggae thing, and I really think that the combination of the two would be really cool, to be honest. I mean, I love EDM. I think it's huge right now.
Yeah.
And I've never gotten a proper EDM song, so mixing those two I think would be really cool.
But it's funny because even that word is really, when you think about it too much, not that descriptive, because there's a bunch of genres that fit into that whole EDM kind of vibe, that's right? True. So, I mean, some stuff you hear, it's clearly not in there. I could never do, if someone asked me to explain it in words, I'd be like, oh, no, here, listen to this. This is and this ain't. Like, I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to actually explain what the difference is, but what I'm saying, I guess, is that, you could easily try a bunch of different, things to make those styles work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
definitely.
Is there anything you're not into musically? It's just like, you don't think you'd ever, I mean, it could be obvious and say like death metal, but I mean, is there anything like, that people might think, hey, he could try this, but you just don't feel it?
I'll never do a screamo song.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm not a big country fan.
Yeah.
But I'm almost intrigued by it because there's such a big following by it, and it touches such a big thing that I want to reach as many people as I can. So I don't know.
Well, there's a universality, right?
Country, I guess.
Country, there's a real universality to the lyrics, and some people will scoff at it, but I've always actually been a country fan myself, and I think it touches people in a very I don't want to say simplistic way, I'd say simple way, like in a very direct way, you know what I mean? And people respond to that because it isn't, because it's a very emotional music, lyrically and musically, right? So I think people respond to that kind of thing.
It depends, I think it's the subject matter that is hard for me, but I mean, I was just up at the cottage chilling with my friends, and we're listening to a song called Stronger Beer, stuff like that. Like, sometimes it's a good time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's lots of party music too, right? So
yeah, you can always have a good time
in a different way. But, alright, man. Well, listen, let's talk. I'm gonna give away these tickets next week, I think.
Cool.
On the show. I do have a pair of tickets to see, this show, which is, I'm gonna get the whole list here. It's Akon and of course Karl Wolf's new group. What did you say they were called again?
They're called
Bay.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with, Beyonce. It's just Bay. And also on the bill, we've got yourself, Dre Pao, with Don Carlo and Melody Man. And also we got Dojami and Frankie and Reigns and Immerse and Lunchbox. It's they really stacked it with some locals too, which is real cool. I mean, that's always a nice idea, right?
Yeah, man, it's cool that such big artists are accepting of the local scene, because I mean that's the way we're going to make it build, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. So we're going to check out your track, the one that is you want to see the video, you can check it out on YouTube, and you just got to search Dre or Ginza. Well, Ginza might bring you a lot of Japanese stuff. I don't know.
If you search Dre Pao, it'll all come up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
DREPAO.
Yeah.
And
in case you can't figure that out.
In case you can't figure it out, it's always good to have you on the show, man. And like I said,
awesome,
next time we'll try to get you on some other shows too, and spread the word around different CFMU audiences if we can.
Thanks for having me, man.
Anytime, man. This is Ginza featuring Don Carlo, and it's Dre Pao on 93.3 CFMU.
Dre Pao. Si necesitas reggaetón, dale. Sigue bailando, mami, no pare. Acércate a mi pantalón, dale. Vamos a picarnos como animales.